Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Empire. If you are a new subscriber, please consider subscribing, and welcome so much. Thank you for checking me out. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support, you guys. I am feeling blessed, I am feeling loved, and I'm so grateful for you guys and for the way that you've been loving my content. I've even been receiving clients, you guys. I received clients who bought chicken from me. Yay, girl is, yeah, continue supporting me so that I can get that money in the bag. So yeah, welcome back to my channel. Today is a completely different topic. As you have seen in the title, it's a completely different video. Now, hey chicken, it's like I live in the village. So yeah guys, if you are new here, I do makeup and lifestyle vlogs and videos. So I've decided because I'm slacking a little bit of makeup in makeup, like I'm slacking behind because of lack of appropriate time to film. I figured, why don't we just start another and have another conversation now, conversation concerning life and just things that happen in general. And I'm giving you stories and lessons. Hopefully somebody will learn, and hopefully somebody will be able to resonate with what I'm saying. I am a bit out of, like, my mind is in space, so if I get lost in words, please forgive me. Like, I've been filming since 3 a.m. and I've filmed nothing. So yeah guys, today I want us to have a segment on my YouTube channel. Maybe we can call it Beneath the Foundation. You know, like when I have my foundation on, I have like covered the real face, like the real appearance of my face. So when somebody sees me, the first thing they will be like is that I'm so beautiful, obviously, and like I'm flawless, I have no mistakes, you know, such kind of things. So I feel like such is life. Like, people tend to think that most people are flawless and you're living a good life and you just don't have mistakes and such kind of things. So I want us to have segments called Beneath the Foundation, where we'll be sharing lots and lots of stuff concerning life and lessons that we've learned in life. So today I want us to talk about how my childhood has affected my marriage. Yo, this is a hot topic, y'all. How my childhood has affected my marriage. So yeah, if this is the kind of content you love to see, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, like if you can. I'm sorry I've talked too much, but yeah, let's get straight into this video. So guys, my name is CJ. Most of people know me as CJ. I go by that name by most of the people, but different people call me different names. I have different nicknames. I'm so thirsty. So depending on who you are in my life, you tend to call me differently. So I'm a sixth born in a family of maybe 8 or 9 or 13, or I don't even know how many we were at this point, because my mom just used to bring people in the house, like anyone he would meet, and if that person is stranded home, come, I have a house. But born from the same mom and the same dad, I think we are I think maybe 10 or 9 or 8, I don't know, somewhere like that. I only know that we've lost one, so I know I'm the sixth born. Okay, so yeah, we have maybe 5 girls and maybe 3 boys or 4 boys or 6. I'm the sixth born and the girls are more than the boys. All right, so growing up we used to live, okay, or I can say that since I knew that since I discovered myself, like since I would know that this is me, like when you grow up, you're a child and then you realize now you are aware of your environment. We have never lived in a house that is like a single house. We were not rich, we were not poor, we were not average, and we were not from a humble background. Like, we were surviving. It's not average, it's not rich, it's not poor. Like, we were just somewhere, like, you know, we are not suffering, we are not sleeping hungry, we are not undressed, we are not rich, we don't have cars, we are not going to good school. We were just somewhere. I know so many people can relate. We are not rich or middle class or poor. We were between humble, middle class. Hapo katikati, if there's a class, we're just somewhere there. So my mom was the breadwinner of my family since I knew my environment, and by the time I was knowing my environment, my mom and my real dad had already split up. So I do not have any memories of them being together or any memories of how their marriage was. I have no idea what or how they lived. All right. So the memories that I have and the experiences that I have are based on my mom and my stepdad. Okay. So my mom and my stepdad, they got together when I was like around maybe 7, 8, the 90s, like around 1999 there, I think. So you can calculate my age. But I'm turning 30 this year, so I don't hide my age. I don't get why people have to hide their ages. I'm turning 30, third floor, yeah. So that is the time I was introduced to a family kind of setup. Now, yeah, we're in a family kind of setup because, as I told you before, we've never lived in a single room. We used to live, if there's a plot, we used to live like in 2 houses. Like one was for my mom, and that was the living room where there was the TV and the chairs and it is our geni and the vyombo our geni, and his bedroom or his bed, or I mean her bed or their bed, and then the other one was the kitchen and the plastics and and our, like the kids now, our bedroom. So that's how we used to live. So we never really like lived in a single room at any particular time. Maybe my big brothers and sisters, maybe them they did, but personally never saw that. So I have never seen my mom and my dad fight. In this case, I'm talking about my stepdad. I've never seen them fight or argue. Neither did I ever hear my mom raise a voice at my stepdad or my stepdad raising a voice at my stepmom. At this point, I don't know if I should call him my stepdad because he raised me for a few years. He was a good stepdad though. He was a good one. Contrary to other stepdads, he was a good one. So I never saw that. So I don't know. And also me growing up, I never really had like that girlish idea of when I grow up I want to get married and have kids and just be in a marriage kind of setup. Like there was nothing to admire. At the same time, there was nothing to not admire. Like I never really sat down and thought to myself that I want to get married someday or have kids. Whether the idea of having kids, that is a whole different story. I never like saw myself in that. What I can remember is when I was in grade 3, I saw this magazine that had a beautiful bride. It was a bridal magazine, so it had a beautiful bride who had this beautiful dress with a very long tail or trail, and that dress design was called a flamingo. So I remember saying to myself, hey, when I have a wedding, not when I get married, when I have a wedding, because I can remember very well, it's like it's so fresh and vivid in my head. Like when I have a wedding, I want to have such a gown. I never thought that I want to get married and have such a, or want to have a husband in my life. But I remember when I was like now a bit older, when I was I think in high school. Yeah, in high school I told myself that I want a husband who doesn't drink, who doesn't smoke, and who is not rich. Like a husband that we will start our life from we will have humble beginnings and just build each other and just grow up. And I thank God that that is what he gave me. So this manifests that words are actually very powerful, very, very powerful. So I'm not saying that my husband is not rich, yo. He's at a place. I mean, he's been blessed, okay? But we've grown together over the years, and that is something that I wanted to have. So, yeah. So, as I was saying, the marriage concept and the idea was not in my head. I wasn't thinking about it at all. But now when I'm married right now is when I realize, oh my God, oh my goodness, the way my parents lived has really, really affected how I am relating to my marriage and my husband right now in my life. It makes such a very huge difference because the fact that I never saw my mom raise her voice to my dad, or I never saw my dad raise his voice to my mom, kind of like got me thinking, did they ever, I know maybe they used to have problems, but they never showed us, like they never allowed us to see that side of them, or it just happens that no, they never, like, it was just impossible. At the same time, my mom was so absent to an extent, and then my stepdad used to have shifts, okay? So sometimes he would be on night shifts, they will not meet with my mom. And the days when he's on day shift, my mom will come so late and leave so early. So I don't think they even had a lot of time to just sit around and just get angry at each other and just, walk around. And then also, what I learned from that marriage was the aspect of just me as a woman and me as a mother of, or me as the woman in the marriage, to be financially independent. That is something I learned when I was still very young. So straight out of high school, I never got the chance to go to college or university or anything like that. Straight out of high school, I just went straight to become a casual laborer. So I just went straight to work and I started earning money. So I started getting my own money. It wasn't too much, but it was at least I could pay my bills and do a little few things. So even when my hubby, I don't even know when he's going to be okay with me saying this, but honey, I'm sorry, shut it up. But even when my hubby was not in a position, by that time we were not even married, because I was married in 2013, so I've been married for close to 8-9 years. So that's when I was married. So even when he was not in a position to provide, I didn't find it difficult to provide. Like, I never felt like it was a burden, like the man is the one who's supposed to provide, and if he doesn't provide, it's an issue. You get my point? Like, I never felt it as a burden. It was not a burden for me. I just provided and provided, and then at some point now, I got to a point where now I could not provide anymore, and then God blessed him. Now God blessed him even before I stopped providing. But now you see, God blessed him, and then now he's the one who is providing, and now I'm a bit low key not providing like the way I would love to provide. But you see, it never made me feel like he's not man enough. I think that's because I used to see my mom. My mom did a lot. My mom used to buy food, buy us clothes. She was not so literate, so she I don't think she understood the meaning of education, but she knew that we are supposed to go to school. I think she just took us to school because it was a by the way, and it's something that everyone was doing. So it was just normal that kids go to school, but she really didn't understand the essence of that. I wouldn't say understand, but she didn't really get how important education will be. I don't know, maybe she had the aspect of go to school and then finish and get a good job, but she never really followed up so much to know, because you will be sent from out of school because of school fees, and I don't know if she couldn't afford it or she. So I think she did understand that there's an aspect that you need to go to school, but she didn't quite know how to get us to understand that education was so important and all that kind of stuff. Like, when people have educated parents, those parents struggle so much for their kids to see the next level of class. Like my mom, I don't know, you guys, I grew up without dreams. I just grew up because at some point my childhood was just messed up. Like, we were just living for the next day, like there was nothing to be ambitious about. There was nothing to be like, there was just nothing. Even when I grew up, I kind of, like, I think I got lost and didn't know whether or not I was okay with the life that I had lived and I want to change it, or I just want to live. Like, I didn't know. Like, that is something I've come to realize very, very late in my life. So that aspect of my mom just being a sole breadwinner and just providing everything that we needed, despite my dad being there. And I never saw her try to undermine my dad. Now, my real dad, I don't know, but my stepdad did have a job. But now what his job will do is just provide. When he's paid in the end month, he will come with a 50 kg sack of unga and a sack of maca, charcoal, and 5 liters of oil, what's it called? Kerosene. Because I remember all these things because I used to be sent a lot. And then buy 1 kg of meat and then that's it, he's done, he's finished. And then you have to wait until the 15th of the next month for his advance to come, and then he would buy us meat again and then top up. So in between, it was my mom who would buy food, buy breakfast, and we were like so many, almost like 10 in the house, or maybe even 13 sometimes. So she would buy food, and my mom was in the fish business, she was a fishmonger. So we would eat a lot of fish, sometimes Skuma wiki not so much, that's what I'm saying. We're not so poor, yeah, we're not so rich. We're just somewhere, I don't know where we were. Up to date, my family members, people fear Skuma wiki like nonsense, like they just can't survive it. So yeah, and then she will provide a lot. So I never saw that undermining, because I see people sometimes when you sit with women, they will tell you they won't cook because the husband didn't leave money, and this person, you're working, like I don't get the point. So you're working, so you just cook and then you guys just eat, because you're also earning. Yes, I understand that the role of a man in the house is to provide for the family, but sometimes we also need to be lenient as women. We need to understand these men, that they're also struggling and they're also trying their best to just provide. But if it's a man who is not trying, he's just bluntly being just rude, like they don't care, that's a whole different scenario, right? But I learned to appreciate a man even when they don't have anything. I do not undermine, I will never undermine the person that I call my husband to that level of him feeling that he's nothing, he has nothing, That is one big lesson that I learned from my mom. Like, I learned from my childhood when I was growing up, like how I was raised. And my mom never sat us down to have a one-on-one conversation, or when you go to your husband's house, this is what she'll do. The only one that I remember that she taught us was when you go to your husband's house, your husband should be the one that you serve first. Always, even when they are visitors, your husband is the first person that you should wash their hands, just out of respect. Nothing like, it's not like it's slavery or anything, just respect, and just for him to feel like he's the the head of the family. I can remember that one. I don't think there's anything else he ever taught us. He never even told us don't ever talk back to your husband. That's some things that I saw. Okay, the other thing I saw while growing up is when I went to live with my sisters, because I've lived with my sisters, at least two of them, and I have seen their marriages. And one of my sister's marriage was very violent. Yeah, it was very violent. But funny enough, that violence in her marriage never affected me. I think it's the fact that when I was growing up, I had a different picture of marriage. I don't even know if I had a picture. Like me, I just thought it was normal. Like me, I had never known physical violence until I was, I think, in Form 1. That's when I went to live with my elder sister. That's when I noticed. And it never even, like, I wasn't shocked, I wasn't bothered, I don't even know what I was thinking. So but I just remember what I didn't like is just that drama of there's a lot of commotion, there's a lot of noise that I didn't like. So I think that also made me realize that I wouldn't want to be in a position where me and the man, we keep on arguing, and then my sister was separated from the husband at some point, and I don't want to raise children. Today they're here, tomorrow they're their parents. Okay, life happens, shit happens, but also I didn't want that. It was not like very intentional in my mind. I think it just came into my subconscious and just settled there, and I realized I don't want to fight with anyone. So I find myself, anytime that we are in a position to have an argument, I find myself just holding back and just breathing in and out. If I have to disappear, I disappear for a minute or two, and then maybe just calm down, and then we just talk it out. Because the devil has entered these marriages, my friend. You talk one thing, and the next thing you know it, all of you are dead. The baby, the father, the mother, everyone has been murdered left, right, and center. I fear even bad mouthing my partner. I really don't like it, because I always feel like something small can snap somebody. Something very small can snap somebody, and just somebody may just find themselves doing crazy things, and it is not. advisable. It is not something I would love to have or feel. So yeah, that is another thing. And then what else did I learn while growing up in my childhood? Because I wanted to, I had a lot of things in my mind, but I've been distracted so much until I have veered off my points. But I think most of us, we live our lives or our marriage life according to how we saw our parents live. So it's you either choose to change how you were raised, or how, or the things you saw while you're being brought up, or you continue following in the sense that you don't even notice it was wrong, you know. Because me, there are things I see and I realize, that's not right, that's simply not right. And you cannot change someone, all right? You cannot change someone. So i I feel like marriage is a good thing. It's beautiful when you are in an understanding. And the biggest thing in marriage, the biggest lesson you can ever learn in marriage, and the one thing that will save your marriage so bad, is communication. Once you learn how to communicate, then you're going to avoid a lot of things that come with the pressure of marriage. So yeah, I think, me, I just thank God that that is the greatest lesson I learned from my childhood, that has really helped my marriage to grow. Yeah, and also the aspect of a man should just be respected. Just respect your man. Yeah, just respect them. I know they can be annoying. It's not like they're good at it, they're perfect. They can be so annoying, super annoying. But you know how you when you correct a child, it's like when you're correcting a child with love. Like, you guys sit and talk about it. You just don't go on start throwing words. That is the most dangerous thing you can ever do to a man. That throwing of words left, right, and center can find the calmest person to be the worst person. So yeah, just learn to respect your man, and respect yourself also, in the sense that you don't want to be having these fights that are not even helpful, you know. So yeah, I don't know, is there something else that I learned from my upbringing that has changed how I think about marriage? I think the one thing that I did, the other thing that I also came across to learn is that and that is not a good thing, it's a negative thing. Like, when bonds are broken, they are broken. There's nothing to mend. Like, I don't think that's a good one. That's a whole different topic when it comes to it. Yeah. So yeah, that is the greatest lesson I've learned from my childhood, that has affected my marriage in a big way. And I must say it is helpful, and I must thank my parents for that, for giving me that, because if it wasn't for that, I would have given up a long time ago. So let's interact in the comment section. What is the one thing that your childhood has affected, the way you grew up has affected how you live right now, like your marriage life and stuff like that? How did you find it? Yeah, let's interact, comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, I think we'll be doing more of this. If you like these videos, please comment. I think it's the first video and I don't know what to say. I think I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing. And yeah, check me out on Instagram for makeup looks. And I'm trying to go to TikTok also. So I'll see you guys in the next one, which is going to be an interesting one, which I'm about to film right now. So yeah, bye.